If you want to watch a funny movie about a white man who has to put up with a black ghost, a drug bust, and the touching story of a boy without a family, watch Ghost of a Chance.
Just a joke. Am I that?
Tuesday.
Add some juice to your morning. A wife's greatest fear, being left for a younger woman. An intimate look at the pain of being a throwaway wife. All this week on the morning program.
This is CBS.
Hotter than a hot potato.
Cool, cool twists.
Hot spuds leave you cold.
Cool off with a corkscrew.
Now there's new salad bar pasta. With our sensational shapes and seasoning mix, you create fresh salads.
With the coolness of buttermilk.
The tang of Italian.
The flavor of cucumber.
New salad bar pasta. 5 cool sensations from Muller's.
They make hot stuff
Not so hot.
Being a mother means a lot to me. I want my baby and my whole family to be healthy. And that's why I count on Roaring Spring bottled water. This seal is my assurance that Roaring Spring water has passed the stringent standards of the National Sanitation Foundation. Isn't it nice to know there's a healthy alternative to those syrupy sodas and chemical-laden drinks, not only at home, but at work? If you call today, you can try it for yourself at no cost or obligation. For more information, just call this number.
Who should have gotten Baby M? The court said the Stearns. We'll meet their attorney and look at the legal and emotional issues surrounding surrogate parenting next down here.
Monday morning at 9 on TV-10. Benny Hill tonight at 11:30. Broadcast news organization. This is Action News with Computer Radar Weather, Sam Schachter on sports, and with the news, Charlotte Hayes.
Hello, it's the Action News Night Beat for Sunday, May 10th. Pennsylvania lawmakers clash over the fate of the state stores, and the Nazi called the Butcher of Lyon goes on trial. But the big story on Action News, a potential disaster averted. More than 300 Clearfield residents are back in their homes tonight, just hours after they were evacuated because of an underground natural gas fire. Shane Bishop reports even though some townspeople spent a frightening day away from home, the fire may have been a blessing in disguise.
Clearfield firefighters, residents, and gas company workers spent a tense day watching and waiting while a natural gas fire raged under a section of Market Street. Fire officials say the blaze started shortly after 12:30. A neighborhood boy reportedly dropped a smoke bomb in the storm sewer and heard a small explosion. Firefighters say the boy's father then threw a match in the drain to check for a gas leak. An explosion resulted that lifted manhole covers off the street, and the fire erupted.
You could feel the heat. There was one little kid that went across and got burnt. It didn't burn him very bad.
Firefighters evacuated a 2-square block area because of the danger of another explosion.
They just told us that we had to leave the houses because there was a gas leak.
The evacuation had some residents fearing the worst.
The house was going to blow up. Seriously, I really thought there was seriously going to be some problems.
But those problems did not materialize. Firefighters fought the blaze without a drop of water. As long as the fire burned, firefighters knew the gas was burning off, not building up for another explosion. When county's gas company officials turned off the gas, the fire went out by itself. Gas company officials believe the leak was due to an old, deteriorating pipe.
It will be a slow process digging up the pipe and deciding whether to repair it or replace it. Gas company officials say the gas should be flowing again by noon tomorrow. But then the real work begins. Gas company workers will have to relight the pilot light on every furnace, hot water heater, and range in the area. Over 1,300 homes and businesses will be without gas until the leak is repaired.
Can't take a bath.
Still, Assistant Chief Nieper says Clearfield residents are lucky. If not for a small boy's smoke bomb, residents may not have known of a gas leak that could have built up underground and eventually triggered a disastrous explosion. Shane Bishop, TV-10 Action News, Clearfield.
Trains rolling down the mountainside may have triggered a major brush fire today near the Blair-Cambria County line. The spokesman for Logan Township Fire Base tells Action News at least 100 acres have been burned, and the fire reportedly continues tonight, although it's been brought under control. Earlier today, the entire mountain between the Horseshoe Curve and Gallitzin caught fire. More than 12 local fire companies have been on the scene since then. An air tanker was also brought in to drop water on the brush fire from the air. One firefighter says the companies will stay out all night if necessary. Today, investigators sifted through the wreckage of that Polish jetliner that crashed yesterday, killing 183 people. They found signs that those on board knew they might not make it. An open prayer book, a child's last letter to dearest mommy. 17 of those who died were American. 5 of them attended this church in New Britain, Connecticut.
The shock. One family's lost 3 members. I called their home. I thought perhaps somebody would be there, but no one answered the phone because the mother, father, and son had all perished in that accident.
The official Polish news agency says officials have recovered the plane's black box flight recorder and are analyzing its contents. The horrors of the Nazi era will be replayed in a French courtroom tomorrow as the trial of Gestapo Chief Klaus Barbie opens. Barbie is known as the Butcher of Lyon. He's accused of responsibility in the execution of more than 4,000 people and the deportation of 7,000 to German death camps. The former Nazi is also charged with singling out 44 Jewish children for deportation to death camps. French authorities ordered that a special courtroom be built to accommodate the huge crowd expected to attend the trial. It's not a trial, but a hearing on Capitol Hill that's expected to attract a great deal of attention tomorrow. Former National Security Advisor Robert McFarlane testifies before the Congressional Committee investigating the Iran-Contra scandal. McFarlane, who engineered much of the Iran arms deal, is expected to say that President Reagan ordered the NSC to help the Contras, but did not order them to break the law in doing so. It's wondered how committee members will deal with McFarlane, who attempted suicide in February.
I think that members will have his situation in mind when they question him. That doesn't mean that they're not going to try to get to the bottom of it, try to get all the information that he has, but I think they'll try to draw it out in a kindly fashion.
Tomorrow starts week number 2 of the Iran-Contra hearings. While national lawmakers focus their attention on the hearings, Pennsylvania politicians are still trying to deal with the Liquor Control Board. As Barron Peterson reports, the House and Senate can't agree what to do with the LCB.
State stores will stay. You won't see liquor sales turned over to the private sector. But the bill the State House passed would modify and restructure the Liquor Control Board.
One change representatives made is in the name. They want to call it the Alcohol Beverages Commission. That may sound like a small item, but some state senators say it would be a big waste. For instance, someone would have to take down all those LCB signs and put up new ones.
Why change the name and go through all the expense of doing it? Why call it the Alcoholic Beverage Commission? Let's keep it the Liquor Control Board as it was known in the past and will be known. Their job is not going to change that much.
One part of the job that will change is liquor law enforcement. The House decided to turn that end over to the state police in order to free up LCB officers for other duties.
Where they will have an opportunity to really concentrate then on marketing and licensing and sales and those types of things that they really should be concentrating upon. Let somebody else do the enforcement.
State Senator Doyle Corman says the House plan would assign several state police officers to work from the Liquor Control Board under LCB supervision. And he doesn't like that idea.
That doesn't accomplish a darn thing in the enforcement, in my opinion. If we're going to have the state police take charge of enforcement, as I am for, then we're going to move it out of the Liquor Control Board and give it as a separate function to the state police to function from state police headquarters.
So expect the Senate to amend the bill. The House spent 2 whole days considering dozens of amendments. In the end, representatives and senators agree the bill will end up in a conference committee. And a liquor bill must be signed by the governor by June 30th. That's when the LCB officially goes out of existence. Barron Peterson, TV-10 Action News.
Law enforcement officers across the state are focusing this week on capturing Thomas Meadows. Meadows is the target of the CrimeStoppers, who are offering up to $1,000 in a cash reward for information leading to his arrest. Meadows is wanted in Montgomery County for murder and aggravated assault. Authorities say in March of 1984, Meadows entered an apartment and shot a man through the heart, killing him instantly. He then shot the man's girlfriend several times. Meadows is described as a black male, age 40, with black hair and brown eyes. He's 5 feet 6 inches tall and weighs 160 pounds. Anyone with any information on Meadows should call Pennsylvania CrimeStoppers toll-free at 1-800-4PA-TIPS. Callers don't have to give their names. Coming up next on Action News, what did you do for your mom today on Mother's Day? A lot of people had the same treat in mind. That story when we come back.
Whether you're remodeling, replacing, or building new, we present an open and shut case for Anderson Windows. Doors, windows and patio doors. Opening and closing daily in America's finest homes, as well as her finest dealers.
See Lloyd Home and Building Centers, Fagan's Building Centers, 84 Lumber Company, and Boulevard Supply.
You'll earn a guaranteed long-term rate at Central Bank, but tie your money up for only 6 months at a time. With Central Bank's rising rate certificate, you'll earn 5 3/4% in the first 6 months. And with every 6-month renewal, you'll earn more, up to 8 3/4%. And you can withdraw your money at the end of any 6-month period without penalty. Central Bank's rising rate certificate, guaranteed long-term rates with short-term flexibility. Central Bank, creating interest for over 75 years.
Diane White is the kind of person who takes on everybody's problems. She works for GTE's Repair Answer Center. When someone's dial tone disappears, Diane has it taken care of. When a phone won't ring, she'll come to the rescue. You see, the people who run the Repair Answer Center not only care about solving people's problems, they care about people.
Thanks for fixing it so fast. Thanks for starting my day on a high note.
GTE, quality service from quality people.
Pontiac alert! Cashback is back on more new Pontiacs than ever. Up to $1,200 cash back, buy or lease at your Keystone Country Pontiac dealers. Pontiac alert! $1,000 cash back on any Firebird. $800 cash back on any Bonneville or Pontiac 6000. $500 cash back on any Grand Am, Sunbird or Fiero. Pontiac alert! Or buy with special GMAC financing as low as 3.9%. You must act by May 31st. So be on the alert. See your Keystone Country Pontiac dealers today.
Some took Mom out to dinner, others gave her a call, and there are those who sent flowers. Florists in Keystone Country have been working overtime the last couple of days trying to fill all those Mother's Day orders. In fact, Wilt's florist owner Phyllis Freese says Mother's Day is her shop's busiest day of the year.
Well, on Mother's Day, the wire services usually have specials, the keepsakes that they can keep after the flowers are gone, and that's what most of them want.
Phyllis says roses and orchids seem to be the favorites for Mother's Day this year, and she says she got a lot of orders for corsages. Other businesswomen like Mrs. Freese met this weekend in Keystone Country to review issues that concern them. The president of the State Business and Professional Women's Club says it should not take Supreme Court rulings to open all-male clubs to females. Sandy Bitters was in Crescent yesterday for a district meeting of the BPW. She says it's a shame organizations like the Rotary Club don't open their doors to women by their own accord. Bitters says the BPW works to further the causes of women everywhere.
I think it's kind of a hard role to get into in the political process because they haven't been as well trained and maybe as encouraged as some of the male counterparts. But now we are getting in more into the political arena.
Bitter stresses that men are welcome to join the BPW. More than 100 women from 5 counties attended Saturday's meeting. Today, lots of Keystone Country residents headed for Tipton. Bland's Park opened its season and families poured through the gates. Action News reporter Barry Peterson says the park is in the middle of a major expansion project.
The rides were full of excited kids, and some of the tired adults took to the benches. More than 4,000 came to Bland's Park for opening day. New attractions this year, like Buddy Bear handing out the hugs. Everybody wanted to get a glimpse of her and to say a few words.
Well, they say she's fat, and then they come up and give her a big hug and a kiss, and she's doing all right.
They like Buddy.
Yeah, they love her.
But there are bigger things out here than even Buddy. Construction is underway at the south end of the park.
New attractions are sprouting up at Bland's Park about as quickly as the construction workers can pound the nails. This building behind me will be part of Tipton Creek Frontier Town and should be mostly completed by Memorial Day weekend.
It's going to be complete with the Silver Nugget Arcade, a restaurant, and restroom facilities. There's a train ride. There'll be 2 rides, a Calypso and a Paratrooper, and of course our Zyklon roller coaster.
Park officials expect that roller coaster to be a big draw. They're looking for a record year. Record number of employees, too. 150 young people hired for the season. Now, of course, the park's a lot of fun for the kids. They go nuts on those rides. But I think their parents sometimes have more fun watching them. Didn't excite this guy, though. Hey, kid, what's your favorite ride?
Well, I guess you could say those blue things over there. The things that you shoot each other with.
he's talking about the flying rockets, and park officials are talking about a successful season. Baron Peterson, TV-10 Action News, Tipton.
Success was on the minds of more than 300 young people who took an important step today. The college seniors picked up their diplomas at the 136th commencement at St. Francis College in Loretto. Among the graduates are future educators, ministers, and specialists in industrial relations. Pope John Paul's apostolic delegate to the United States was the commencement speaker. Coming up next on Action News, Sam Schachter in the Sports Report. The Pirates ended a West Coast swing on a winning note. We'll have that, plus the NBA playoffs, up next.
Look at the thousands of gallons of Glidden paint. This is the new spread satin latex. It's called the Scrubber.
The scrubbability of the 10 top-selling wall paints was tested by an independent lab. Glidden won, and Plasters have it on sale. Now, look what Armstrong can do for your floors. Can we get a close-up of this? Ah, Armstrong Solarian Place and Press Tile.
Women will love the no-wax floors. It resists dirt, stains, and grease.
Sue, Solarian has the Armstrong quality, and it's on sale at Plasters.
It's my new toy. You know, as a Buick dealer, I've got some pretty special cars to sell. And talk about special.
Right now, with the purchase of any new Buick, we'll give you a free 4-day, 3-night vacation for a family of 4 at the Great Smokies Hilton in North Carolina, or one of 6 Surfside resorts in Daytona Beach. See any one of your Buick's best dealers for details. But hurry, offer ends May 31st.
So when are you coming in?
Hi, I'm Michael Landon. You've seen me play a father on TV, and I'm a father in real life. And recently, I've become a father again through Foster Parents Plan. It's an effective way for you to make a real difference to a child. And you know it's effective because you actually follow the progress of your sponsored child and family. Now, to become a foster parent, all you have to do is pick up the phone and call the toll-free number you see here. You'll be making it possible for your foster child to have a better nutrition, health care, and most of all, hope. And not through handouts, but through effective programs of family and community self-help. And for only $22 a month, just 72 cents a day. Imagine, your spare change can change a child's life. So don't wait. Call the number on your screen now. And join me in giving a child a chance at a better life through Foster Parents Plan. Please call today.
Sam Schachter's here with the sports, and I guess the Pirates are glad to be coming back east.
Yeah, generally, California's all fun in the sun. Didn't work out that way for a 7-game trip for the Pirates. Hey, you know, ask and thou shalt receive. Pirates had to be asking. No, make that praying for at least one win in San Francisco. The West Coast swing had been close to the disaster stage, but today the breaks finally went their way, and they won. Let's go to San Francisco and Candlestick Park this afternoon. First inning, Candy Maldonado against Doran Taylor. Maldonado with a pop fly right in between Andy Van Slyke and Sid Bream will drop in for a single. Mark Wassinger scores 1-0. Pirates tied it in the 6th. Jim Morrison with a single. Right here, that scores Johnny Ray, and they win it. Ray, the game-winning RBI. Don Robinson gets the win. Your final score, 4-1. The Pirates win it in 11 innings. They'll be home on Tuesday for the Padres. Also today, the Mets are on the total skid, swept by the Braves. 8th inning. Today, Mookie Wilson with the single. Dave Magadan and Lee Mazzilli score 7-6 Mets. Braves half of the 8th, though. Albert Hall. Watch this. I got it. No, I don't got it. A run will score. That's Randy O'Neill, and we're tied at 7. Next hitter, Rafael Ramirez. He'll get the base hit. The liner, Albert Hall, will score to make it 8-7. That was your final. The Mets get swept by the Braves. Elsewhere today, Los Angeles edges St. Louis. San Diego just bombards Chicago. It was Montreal over Houston today. And a swarm of bees delayed Philly and the Reds for 17 minutes. Cincinnati gets stung twice. In a matter of speaking, they lose by 1. Now in the American League, what has happened to the Milwaukee Brewers, you ask? The team that tied the Major League record for wins at the start of a season is apparently trying to set a record for losses in the middle of the season. Today they lost again, make it 6 in a row. This afternoon they had the Seattle Mariners. Let's go to those highlights right now if we can, where Mike Braggs made some great catches. Guess we're not going to go see those highlights. Let's go to the scoreboard. Let's just do that. California, today loses to Boston by a score of 7-0. There's the Seattle score. Make it 6 in a row. Milwaukee loses. They lose by a score of 5-1. Elsewhere, New York over Minnesota by 5. Texas just passed Toronto. Baltimore 6, Chicago 4. It was Detroit getting a 2-run homer from Darrell Evans. They win 7-6. And Greg Swindell strikes out 15. Cleveland over Kansas City by 2. And that was a big day for Isaiah Thomas. And not only on the basketball court. In the morning, his mother picked up his degree from Indiana University. This nearly 6 years after leaving the school to play in the NBA. Now, in the afternoon, he promptly took the Atlanta Hawks to school in the 4th game of their playoff series. Let's go to the Silverdome this afternoon, where this is Cliff Livingston for the Hawks. Inside the lane, or that's Dominique Wilkins. Check that on the jam. He had 21 points. But this is the end of the 3rd period. Thomas with a 50-footer, and they had a 7-point lead. Isaiah had 31 points. You thought he was happy here? There, how about here? Thomas at the buzzer to win it, 89-88. And the Pistons lead that series 3-1. Also today, Boston and Milwaukee for Game 4 of their series. And for the Celtics, this is Dennis Johnson. In regulation, to drive the lane at the 105 mark, 117-115. But Paul McKeskey sent it to a first overtime, 4 seconds left. Cans 2 freebies, and on to OT we go. First overtime, Larry Bird for Boston, and they had a 2-point lead. He had 42. But here's Terry Cummings in the lane. Yes, gets the roll, 31 points on to a second overtime, tied at 127. And in OT number 2, Darren Day iced it with that shot. Boston led by 1, and they win by 1, 138-137. They lead that series 3-1. And our last stop, Anaheim, where the Lakers just will not get a clean sweep thanks to Sleepy Floyd, the Georgetown product. 2 points right there. And watch Floyd now on the break. This one's easy pickings for Sleepy Floyd. On for the jam. You thought that was nice? How about this one? Floyd will play a little one-on-one. Baseline to score, 129-121. Golden State wins it, and the Lakers lead that series 3-1. And the NHL playoffs resumed on the night side. Philadelphia had taken the first game from Montreal at the Forum. That was a feat, to say the least. They were back on the Forum ice tonight. Let's go to Montreal, where this is Peter Zezel for Philadelphia with a blast from 60 to beat Patrick Roy. Flyers led 2-0. Here's a really nice goal. Peter Eklund beats Roy between the legs 3-1 at that point. 6-3 your final. Philadelphia over Montreal. They lead the series 3-1. In golf, the ladies were in Suffolk, Virginia today, where the LPGA Rookie of the Year, Jody Rosenthal, picked up her first ever win on the tour. Nancy Lopez and Sherry Turner were 2 shots off the pace. And the men were in Irving, Texas, where Fred Couples had to work overtime in the final round of the Byron Nelson Classic. Mark Calcavecchia shot himself a 66 today, so Couples needed that for par on the 3rd sudden death hole to win it $108,000 in the Byron Nelson Championship. And in tennis today, what a great championship for the Tournament of Champions in Forest Hills, New York. Andres Gomez and Yannick Noah. Gomez with the forehand and the cross-court winner won the first set by a score of 6-4. Watch this. This match just had super points all around. Here's a great one. Watch the save coming up by Gomez at the net, but Noah will put it away. They'll lose this, though, in 3, 6-4, 7-6, and 7-6. Andres Gomez winner. Also today in ladies tennis at the Italian Open, Gabriela Sabatini loses to Steffi Graf 7-5, 4-6, and 6-love. And the IUP baseball team ended their season at 20-17, lost in the championship of the PCPSAC baseball playoffs 13-3 over Shippensburg. And of course, happy Mother's Day in the waning moments of Mother's Day to all mothers.
Okay, thanks a lot, Sam. Coming up next on Action News, can this great weekend weather last? We'll have the weather when we come back.
Find everything you're looking for in a new car in the hot new Buick LeSabre. Fiore Buick has LeSabre now at 3.9 financing or $800 cash back. LeSabre is everything you're looking for in a car, like power. LeSabre's standard V6 fuel-injected engine combines performance with economy. Like luxury, LeSabre is designed for comfort, and LeSabre takes on the jobs of family car and business car with equal ease. Drive home your LeSabre today and get 3.9 financing or $800 cash back. Only from Fiore Buick, Plank Road and Route 36, a half-mile north of Altoona's Logan Valley Mall.
Wendy and Kevin, a tradition in the morning on WRSC. As much a part of Lion Country as the corner in downtown State College. Get up and get going each morning with WRSC local news and ABC World News. As much a part of Lion Country as the Center County Courthouse. And there's the AccuWeather forecast, Howard Cosell and Jerry Fisher Sports, Paul Harvey News. All this and more with Wendy and Kevin in the morning on WRSC. As much a part of Lion Country as the Diamond in Bullsburg. Join Wendy and Kevin in the morning on 1390 AM WRSC.
Save like never before at the 19th Annual Home Show, Thursday through Saturday at Gary's Mobile and Modular Homes. Top brand homes like Atlantic are at rock bottom prices. New homes start at just $99.90. Drywall construction modular homes at $25,900. Get free vinyl skirting or VCR with purchase and register for door prizes galore. Dare to compare at the 19th Annual Home Show, Thursday through Saturday at Gary's Mobile and Modular Homes, Route 30 between Everett and Breezewood.
Spot the stars on TV-10 and you could win a $1,000 shopping spree. It's simple to play. This month, randomly we'll sound a tone, then we'll show you one of these 10 TV stars and give you that star's secret number. Collect all 10 stars and the correct secret numbers, then send the info to us on a postcard. Friday, May 29th, one lucky viewer will win a $1,000 shopping spree on us. WTAJ-TV Spot the Stars game. Out of this world.
It was almost like summer today in Keystone Country, a perfect time to get some sunshine, and it looks like tomorrow's going to be another nice one. It's still warm in Keystone Country at this hour. Taking a look at the temperatures, Altoona's still in the 70s. The high for the day was really up there into the 80s, and it didn't get very cool overnight. Right now, the barometer is rising, so is the humidity compared to 6 o'clock, and the winds are very calm. Taking a look at the temperatures across the state, they range from the high 60s to the low 70s, so it looks like most Pennsylvanians are going to be having a comfortable night tonight. Taking a look at our satellite map, we see that the clouds have moved out of Pennsylvania except for the southeastern tip. In fact, much of the east is now clear. The Gulf region states still very cloudy. Much of the west also covered with clouds. Also, the Great Lakes region cloudy tonight. Super radar shows a spot of rain in southeastern Pennsylvania where those clouds are. The rest of the state is clear, but some heavy rain, showers, and thunderstorms throughout the U.S. tonight. Several areas. Again, the Gulf Coast, Florida, and Texas are being plagued with storms. Some of the plain states getting heavy rains. There's scattered precipitation in the southwest U.S. and also in the Plateau region. The surface map for tomorrow calls for showers and thunder showers from the lower Missouri Valley across the Great Lakes and Ohio Valley to New England. Scattered showers and thunderstorms from South Texas through the lower Mississippi Valley and Tennessee Valley to Georgia and Florida. Fortunately, that rain is expected to just miss us. Now, we can expect a night that's not too cool. It'll be a fair night. Monday, mostly sunny and quite warm with temperatures in the 80s. Tuesday and Wednesday, some clouds. It'll probably be a bit cooler and breezy. On Thursday, we have a chance of showers, temperatures in the 70s. And on Friday, it looks like sunshine will be back, temperatures in the 70s. Still to come on Action News, a dirty problem is getting to the crisis stage in a nearby county. That story when we return.
Not so very long ago, Bob Ziegler said to me, "Todd, what are you going to do with all these new trucks?" So I lowered the price and I sold them. Then he said, "Todd, what are you going to do with all these new cars?" So I lowered the price and I sold them again. So before he gets a chance to say to me, "Todd, what are you going to do with all these used cars?" what do you think I'm going to do? Right, I'm going to lower the price and sell them. I love this business.
Good evening, everybody. How do you do?
Tonight at 11:30, Benny Hill brings you an impulsive half hour of humor on TV-10.
I'm gonna get out of bed now, and I'm gonna leave my security blanket here.
Sometimes when I'm feeling reckless, I have after 8 minutes at 7 o'clock.
I find this all very hard to believe.
I'm so unlucky, if it was raining soup, I'd have a fork.
Have a ball with the Benny Hill Show tonight at 11:30 on TV-10.
Collecting women is like a snowstorm. You got to go through a lot of flakes.
Bachelor number 2. I'm looking for a dwarf who can do impressions. Let's hear your best.
Well, hello. I'm Lusty Dwarf. What is your name?
My name is Mila. What is your name?
Lies, lies, lies. What is your name?
The all-new dating game tonight at midnight.
Two new couples battle for the ultimate jackpot on the next $1 million chance of a lifetime. If Jane and Steve Covington win it all, they'll move into their dream house.
We build a beautiful custom-built home.
While Jan and John Balsas have a playful plan if they become millionaires.
I'd run out and buy a Steinway grand piano.
So find out who wins on the next $1 million chance of a lifetime.
Monday at 7:30 on TV-10.
The Clearfield County Commissioners say they're prepared to make some tough decisions to deal with the problem of solid waste disposal. Overdumping at their landfill has the commissioners worried that soon there'll be no place to dump the municipality's trash. They decided to create a solid waste authority to deal with waste issues.
Our priority is to make sure we have a long-term plan for solid waste, not just down the road 2 or 3 years, but down the road 20 or 30 years.
Commissioner Bigler says the county now must deal with the possibility that its landfill may fill up sooner than expected. Bigler also tells Action News the commissioners may move to stop the dumping of sludge in Clearfield County. Taking a look at Action News in brief, an agreement has been reached between the Tyrone Cable Advisory Committee and Susquehanna Broadcasting that will provide a tentative 9-year contract. The Coalport Borough Council will turn over all delinquent water accounts to a collection agency effective June 15th. The Mercy Hospital Guild of Johnstown has presented the hospital a check for more than $100,000 as a contribution for a digital Dyna camera. And a new videotape has been produced to promote the assets of Mifflin County. The tape is available to business and civic groups. And finally tonight on Action News, for those of you who think you'll never graduate or that you're too old to go back to school, Sarah Sacklin proved you wrong. Sarah is 97 years old, and today she received her high school diploma as valedictorian for a class of nursing home residents. Nearly 2 years ago, they started taking classes from 2 Lowell, Massachusetts teachers.